How's it going, guys? It's your boy Stas here. Got my good old double espresso as always. How could I not? Cheers, by the way. I appreciate you all for tuning in as well. We have a lot to talk about. We have earnings to break down, charts to go over, and well, we have to cover the indices here, which are down across the board. But first, if y'all find value, all I ask is to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs here on YouTube, and 50% of you guys watch the content, which I appreciate, but you're not subscribing. That needs to change for us to get to 100K subs here, guys. So cheers to that. I appreciate you all for tuning in again, as always, and let's dive into it. So it's about 12:30 p.m. East Coast time right now, and we are down across the board. Not crazily, but we are down 0.5% on the Dow, about 0.25% on the Qs, actually more than that. It's slipping more. It's more like 0.4% down. SPY's down about 0.3, 0.4%, as well as the Russell's down 0.25%. And you guys can see SPY is still trading in this wedge on the 1 hour chart, and we're making subtle lower highs as of today. You guys can see here lower high, lower high, lower high in the pre-market. Yesterday, intraday, SPY hit 689-ish. So we're putting in these lower highs, digging ourselves deeper into a wedge on this 20-day chart. You guys can see it. And on the Qs, you're seeing it as well. If I zoom in, you can see right here, we're digging deeper and deeper into the wedge, which is what we covered yesterday, probably the day before as well. It's what we've been talking about to keep an eye on, right? What direction are we going to pick out of this wedge? Do we take out 610, 615, 620 and start breaking out? Or do we see this dump off, under, let's say the Qs take out 600, 595? That would be a technical break to the downside. And to be honest, man, and you all know this, it's all coming down to NVIDIA's earnings next Wednesday. And a week from today, things are going to look very different in either direction, hopefully to the upside, right? Hopefully we get that breakout with NVIDIA's earnings. The Qs are in desperate need of some upwards momentum, man. And let's see if NVIDIA can provide that. So my alert set at 618, I don't expect this to break out today or tomorrow, quite frankly. It's probably going to take hype into NVIDIA's earnings and then NVIDIA's actual earnings for this to have any chance of breaking out in the short term. And that's what I'm waiting for, right? So at this point, yeah, we're in a wedge still, and the bears do have a decent grip on this market still, and that's going to be the case until SPY can take out 690, 695, and until the Qs can just break through 620 and freaking hold it. Every time we've broken through 620, 625 recently, it's been allergic to that level. We break it, we peek through it, and then we tank right under it. So we need to actually break through 620 and hold it, and until then, the bears are going to have a grip, an edge on this market, which, depending on how you look at it, that's a good thing or a bad thing, If you view it as an opportunity, it's a good thing. If you are, pessimistic, you think the market's going to collapse and get worse, tech's, AI is over, blah, blah, blah. You're seeing this crumble, quote unquote, crumble in the Qs, and you're starting to panic. But I think it's an opportunity, That's just me. And it kind of depends on if you're going to buy the narrative that they're trying to sell you, or if you can think for yourself, which we're not going to get into that in this video. So let's talk about earnings, guys. Earnings. We got a couple today. From Walmart, Klarna. We got first Majestic Silver, John Deere, or Deere and Company, however you want to call that company, guys. And Lemonade. We have to cover all these right now. So let's dive into it. Number one is Walmart, which, what did I say? Walmart set up quite nicely for earnings, and we were up earlier in the day even more. Now we've given back some gains, but this stock took a beating into earnings. Not too bad, but it got to $135 before earnings. It was way overbought. It was at all-time highs. We just hit $1 trillion, and I was telling you guys, look, Walmart needs to pull back. We got the pullback into earnings, and the chart looks great. Right, we got the pullback towards the 180 SMA on this 4-hour time frame, and buyers came in and bought it up. Earnings came out, and they were pretty good. The stock went down initially, right, to 121, but it then saw a ridiculous rip all the way to 130, 6-7% move there, and now it's kind of consolidating at about 126, 127. The stock's at break even as I'm making the video. So Walmart ended up doing adjusted EPS of 74 cents, which beat the 73 cents expected on sales of $190.7 billion versus $190.42 billion. So double beat out of Walmart, and they see Q1 adjusted EPS of 61 cents on sales of $164 billion. And let's see, full year 27 adjusted EPS of 275 to 285 versus 296 expected. So adjusted EPS sales or guidance rather is a little soft. It looks like they see sales of 738 to about $745 billion for the full year versus $748 billion. So that also is a little soft there, which I'm not loving. I'm not loving that for the stock, even though it's up in the short term. That could come back to haunt the stock in the next quarter or two. Now the stock's ripping as we're seeing the narrative, get out of tech, put all your money in defensive stocks, and these stocks are ballooning now. 50 times earnings, 45 times earnings. It's insane. And now that the stock is still going up on poor guidance, not poor as in it wasn't that bad, but the stock's going up on decently weak guidance. And if that continues here, right, if the stock continues moving in the short term, that could set us up for a big drop in the next quarter or two once the stock comes to realize, okay, the guidance was a little soft. What if it came in worse than expected? For Q1, for EPS or revenue, whatever it may be. If the stock's priced to perfection, they're already giving us weak guidance. What if the numbers come in even worse? Just saying. Or what if the numbers disappoint even further for their next quarter's guidance? This could then drag the stock down. The market might come to the realization, oh wait, Walmart should not be trading at 50 times earnings. What's going on here? I just think Walmart, for me, guys, it's too expensive. It's too crowded right now. Too many people are piling in on Walmart. And there are a lot of people still in the Mag 7 names, obviously, but a lot of those I think are better value than Walmart here. Not all of them, but I think a good amount of them are better than Walmart here. But hey, to each their own. Walmart stock is very popular. It's good. It's been doing well. Probably will do well for a little bit more here. But I'm telling you, once the market comes to realize, okay, guidance is a little soft, maybe the stock's a little too expensive, priced to perfection, I think we're going to get a bigger drawdown, whether that's here at 130, whether it's at 140. Let's say it goes to 140, then it gets the drawdown. That could happen too, right? So that's WMT. Quick rundown there. We also had Klarna today, which this stock is tanking. Oh my God, 27% down. Klarna is the popular buy now, pay later, right? And they're this thing is just, horrible, absolutely terrible. I have no words for this. My goodness, man, we hit $57 at IPO'd in 2025, and now it's down to 13 a share. So this is quite literally terrible. It's definitely not what investors want to see. Klarna reported a loss of 12 cents that missed the loss of 3 cents expected on sales of $1.08 billion versus 1.07. So double. They beat EPS or missed EPS, beat revenue, and they see Q1 sales of 900 to 980 million versus 967 million. So pretty much right in line, not bad. On guidance, it looks like revenue topped $1 billion for the first time. It looks like it could be a guidance thing, maybe something in the report that we're not seeing here on the headline numbers. But man, this thing has just been devastated. And, the lockup period might have not expired yet, so we'll see how that plays out. Insiders are probably dumping in waves right now, and it's not looking great. I'm avoiding it. First Majestic Silver AG looks good though on the flip side. 7% in the green, cup and handle. You guys see it right here, cup and handle forming. I think if this could break out of 25.50, First Majestic Silver, ticker AG, this could fill the gap all the way to 27.50, 28 a share. I think we might even break out of that. So AG reported numbers, and they did adjusted EPS of 22 cents. That beat the 21 cents expected, but sales missed. $332 million versus $404 million, but the market does not care, right? It's a silver stock. You guys know silver has been hot, even though it's pulled back. These silver companies are still making a ton of money right now, and they're doing well. And at this point, man, a lot of these mining stocks are just hot. Even if they miss on revenue, even if their guidance isn't perfect, they're going to run. And this one's been kind of flat for a little bit, been in limbo for a couple of weeks. Now we got earnings. They beat on EPS. And even though that revenue slightly missed, we're still running, man. We're still running. And at this point, again, if we take 25 out, I think we're filling that gap to 28. That is the trading opportunity in the short term here. So I'm going to set my alert at 20 or not 28. Let me bring that down to 25, 35 range. That should be a good spot. DE is another one. Deere and Company. This one, oh my God, absolutely ripping. 13%. John Deere and Company. Oh my goodness, guys. Going nuts. Industrials are going bananas right now. They ended up reporting EPS of 242, which beat the 206 expected on sales of 9.61 billion versus 7.68 billion expected. Double beat for John Deere, and it's going vertical. My goodness. Good Lord. Oh man. So yeah, all these data centers, guys, guess what? Guess who's building them? Guess who's going to have to, get their business going? Deere and Company, a bunch of these industrials, this thing's going vertical. And would I buy it here? Would I FOMO into it here? No. But I'm looking for any pullback in this stock. Maybe some industrial ETFs. That could be a nice trade. Man, DE is going bananas. And Lemonade also reported earnings, and their stock's down 5.5%. The setup looks interesting. The stock's still uptrending, you guys can see. But it's been whipsawing here in the aftermarket, or not aftermarket, during the day. In the pre-market, it was up. Now, during the day, it's down a good chunk. So we ripped to 77 a share. Now we're at $62 a share on Lemonade. It is down about 20% from that pre-market pop. And again, the chart looks good still. It's whipsawing though, so keep that in mind. But they reported earnings per share. Let's see, guys. EPS came in. Let's see if I can find it. They lost 29 cents. That beat the loss of 41 expected on sales of 228 versus, 215 million expected. So double beat for Lemonade. They see full year sales of 1.18 to 1.19 billion versus 1.15 billion. And Q1 sales of 246 to 251 versus 241 million expected. So very good guidance out of Lemonade, guys. Double beat as well. And the stock is getting sold off. This might be an opportunity, honestly, for a swing trade. I think it looks good if we can retake, let's say, 65 to 70 bucks, right? I don't want to catch a falling knife here and potentially get caught on a breakdown under this trend line. So I want to see it find support, maybe retake 65, 70, and from there, again, I think it could be a good trade. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my actual portfolio updates. I posted one yesterday. You guys see all my trades buys, sells, rebalancing, right? Options moves, investments, you name it. All that is on Patreon, and there's a private Discord. Check it out. Link down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stasurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in there. Have a great rest of your day.